Since 2017, the Italian Wine Podcast has exploded and expects to hit 6 million listens by the end of July 2023. We're celebrating this success by recognizing those who have shared the journey with us and giving them the opportunity to contribute to the ongoing success of the shows. By buying a paper copy of the Italian Wine Unplugged 2.0 or making a donation to help the ongoing running costs, members of the international Italian wine community will be given the chance to nominate future guests and even enter a prize draw to have lunch with Stevie Kim and Professor Attilio Scienza. To find out more, visit us at italianwinepodcast.com. Chin chin! Welcome to another episode of On the Road Edition, hosted by Stevie Kim. Each week, she travels to incredible wine destinations, interviewing some of the Italian wine scene's most interesting personalities, talking about wines, the foods, as well as the incredible travel destinations.
Hello, everybody. This is a special edition. I'm very excited about our new guest because our next guest is Andrea Lonardi. Ciao, Andrea.
Ciao, Stevie. How are you?
Okay, this is very exciting. Where are you? Where are you going? You're always on the move.
No, I'm actually in vacation with the family, so it's a special moment for me, for everything.
Yes, so for those of you who are unaware, Andrea Lonardi has been just acclimated as the new Master of Wine. That's the only special effect I have. Andrea.
Yeah, it's an incredible moment.
Huge congratulations. It's so awesome, your achievement. How are you feeling since the announcement? And who is the first person besides me you called when you were notified that you've been awarded the MW title?
So it's a special moment. I cannot describe how I feel right now, but I'm so grateful to all the family, to everybody, to you also. But the first call, I was with the family, so I couldn't call the family. I just say, hey, guys, this is the result.
Right. Luckily, they were with you already.
Yeah. But my first call was to fine-tuning. And, fine-tuning is our chat that I have with Gabriele Gorelli and Pietro Russo, so the Tre Moschettieri, as you say. And I needed to call these guys because we are Master of Wine, and we can say completely we are Master of Wine with just when all the three guys, they will be Master of Wine. So this is a special achievement that we want to give to the Italian wine business.
Yeah, so I know I pulled up your LinkedIn profile. So for our listeners, for those who are less familiar with your name, they will definitely become more familiar after today. Andrea Lonardi is currently the COO of Angelini Wines and Estates for the past, I believe, 11 years. And then prior to that, he was working with the group. He was leading the Viticulture division for GIV, which stands for Gruppo Italiano Vini, just so that our listeners know who you are. So listen, let's have a small chat about this exciting moment in your life, Andrea. First of all, let's explain what Three Musketeers are and to our listeners, because I think it's quite cute, if you ask me. And actually, I remember meeting other people, like other MWs, and they're like, that's perfect. That's a perfect description for them. And this is what I call the MW study group formed by you, Andrea Lonardi, and Gabriele Gorelli. And he's, of course, the first Master of Wine from Italy since 2021. And Pietro Russo, just right behind you. And even though you've started the journey kind of separately in the beginning, your paths not only crossed, but became...
We started the same day in the same place.
Oh, you did.
But we were not friends at that moment. So we were, as always happened.
That's what I meant.
Always happened in Italy, people that are going a place, they're still separate. And after that, we became friends just 1 year later than the starting moment. So it's something special.
So tell me a little bit about this fraternity, your brotherhood. this bromance that you have with
we developed absolutely. You say correctly. This is a fraternity, and in some way, it's even more than a fraternity because we became very close in order to make what we call the Olympics game of the wine business, because Master of Wine really represent the Olympic Games. It's a special achievement. It's the most important achievement. It's the most difficult achievement to get on the wine business. And in order to make that, you cannot do that just by yourself. You need to find a group. You need to find your team. You need to find your team where you can feel confident. And when the other Master of Wine, they are saying that we are really the three musketeers, just because there is one of the most strongest respect that I have seen since many years in the wine industry for these three guys. And it's coming from the commitment, the transparency of these guys. We really put everything together. I can say everything, money, investment. We invested money together. We invested time. We shared rooms in order to save money.
Well, okay, not too much information. Not too much information. Okay.
But,
because this is rated like PG. Okay.
Yeah. There is some gag, also in Veneto dialect, because we were saving money in order to invest in the Master of Wine, and there was a very difficult time across this period, because there was a moment where just Gabri, I passed one part of I was the first of the three to pass one of the big part of the exam, but Gabri was the first one to pass completely the two parts, the theory and practical. And that time, it was the moment where almost in a very difficult financial situation. So there was another special effort to say, okay, let's put everything together. Let's try to share all the maximum skills, time, and passion that we have in order to really achieve altogether this Olympic game. And it seems that we got it,
I know, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing what you have.
So Pietro is on the way.
Yep.
Pietro is also on the way. It's very close. We are waiting for December. And this is quite unique. Ho la pelle d'oca. I don't know how you say in English, but...
the goosebumps in English. Yeah. Luckily, goosebumps was not part of your exam question. Okay, listen, as they say in Italian, porta pazienza, but for those who don't exactly know how the MW, the Master of Wine path, works, can you briefly spell out how much time and perhaps money you have dedicated to becoming an MW?
I think that time is depending of the time that also you have. But we started all together in 2014. Gabri became Master of Wine on February 2021, sorry. Became 2 years later. Pietro, it will be probably the end of the year. There was the COVID in the middle, so we lost approximately 1 year and a half. Normally it takes, let's say, between 5 to 8 years. This is the average that you can have. You have an exam to get inside the Master of Wine.
It's like an entrance exam, right?
Yeah, there's an entrance exam that we did at Masi Winery with the Grandi Marchi Italiani a few years ago, 2014 actually. And after that, we started and we get the following year, the stage one. It is 1 day exam. You do 12 wines blind and you have 2 essay in an Oxford method to do in the afternoon. And after that, you arrive in the real, what we call stage 2. It is the most difficult part of the exam.
That's the most challenging, right? Because many people go through the stage 1. I don't know the statistics, but then at stage 2, that's like the real challenge.
Yeah. I think that the final pass is less than 2% from the beginner. So I think that it's approximately next to 1. But in any case, in stage 2, it's 5 days exam. It's really a marathon. You do 3 days in the morning tasting, 12 wines blind, and you have to write about what these wines they are coming from, how they are made, price positioning, commercial potential, which grape variety could be a part of the winemaking, and the origin. So you need to really describe, and you need to describe in a Master of Wine method. So you have a structure that you need to use. If you don't know where the wine is coming from or the wine that you have in front, you try to have a funneling, so you try to think, to understand, to give an idea that to convince the examiner that you probably don't know exactly where the wine comes from, but you know how this wine it is made, you know the wine that is on the glass and which is the commercial potential of this wine. And in the afternoon is the part that is more a theory part. Well, I don't like the word theory because it's not theory. It's really to show if you know the wine business, and you need to show that you know the wine business by writing different type of essays regarding viticulture, winemaking, quality control, marketing, business management, and finally contemporary issue as a journalist. And there are 13 essays that you have to write by the end of the week. And then this is really the massive exam that you have to pass. And if you pass stage 2, you have what really I love it, what really I enjoy it, that is the research paper.
What do you mean? What do you mean you enjoyed it? Because every time I saw you, you were almost crying. You were in pain because we're talking about it was not a walk in the park, right?
Yeah, absolutely right.
Which was the stage 3.
The easiest part for me was theory. Theory was very simple. I passed it at the first attempt.
Right.
Just because it's just business. You need to show by a structure and by a technique of using some methodology, how you can analyze some specific subject. And I love this stuff because it's what I do every day.
Right.
And it is actually something that I really enjoyed about the Master of Wine. And not a lot of Master of Wine, they are talking about this part, theory part. But it is a part that is very important for people that work in the wine industry because you can practice yourself every day in the company that you are working. For that reason, I have to say a special thank you to all the leadership team of Angelini Wines Estates to give me the chance to be part of this journey and to let me know using what I learned inside the Master of Wine inside the company. Because few of the projects that we have developed across the last 6-7 years, they are coming absolutely from the Master of Wine. They were mentoring, I would like to say, from the Master of Wine. So, but the pain is the research paper, and since it is a pain, you need to approach in a way that you say is a really serious pain. So you need to find something that is very interesting for you that you really enjoy. And I decided to make a special research in the Valpolicella area.
What was the title of your research paper?
The title is BSP versus Pergola, How Climate Change and other contemporary issues can really influence training system choices. So how the recent concern about that you can find in viticulture, that are labor shortage, climate change, can really influence the way how you can decide which training system is better for you.
Can you give us a little insight as to the conclusion?
But the conclusion is that as a master of wine, you do not have to take a simple position. First, you need to show that you are able to analyze by a multi-layered approach the subject. So you need to develop a methodology. You need to develop precise indexes that you are using to measure the results. So they can be economic result, quality result, social aspect, some environmental indexes. And finally, you develop your opinion or you propose some way that the producer should to take in the following years. And I decided to do for Valpolicella because I was born in Valpolicella, but the subject, it is absolutely a worldwide subject today for the wine industry. And so I'm quite sure that it will be a project, a paper, that it will have an international exposure.
Yes, so it's relevant globally. But your title, Pergola and VSP in Valpolicella, how labor demand and current challenges impact training system choices. It's a little more business than, let's say, should I say, technical of the wines or the grapes, if you will. So why did you choose this kind of approach to your research paper?
Because I would like to say that I'm a strange master of wine.
You are strange. I will confirm that.
No, strange.
You're not strange. You're quirky.
Yeah, well, probably. Or quirky as a wine.
Yeah.
No, it's related to the fact that most of the master of wine that we know, they are related to the final part of the business. So they are master of wine that are normally communicating the wine. They are normally talking about the wine. They are saying how this wine it is made, the quality of the wine in terms of organoleptic tastings. My part is more management. First, I'm an agronomist, and after that, I became a winemaker. And after that, I started to support investors to invest in the wine business. So I run businesses since I started to work in the wine industry. And just a few master of wine are coming from this side of the wine industry. And I think that in the future we will have more master of wine from this part. And it is also a goal of the Institute of the Master of Wines, having people right now from the wine industry with a full knowledge about, full know-how about how it is structured, the supply chain.
Okay, so you're definitely a more, how can you say, more a wine business manager than a taster or because wine critic, if you will, right?
Are you enjoying this podcast? There is so much more high-quality wine content available from Mama Jumbo Shrimp. Check out our new wine study maps or books on Italian wine, including Italian Wine Unplugged, and much, much more. Just visit our website, mamajumboshrimp.com. Now, back to the show.
Is it fair to say?
Yeah, I'm tasting currently, I don't want to say every day, but I taste intensely a few days a week because I run also the production of the Angelini Wines Estates. But also, I mean, I'm often in the market. I interacted directly with our marketing team. So we develop strategy in the vineyards, in the production, in the cellars. So I'm in touch with different part of the wine industry. And this is really part of my passion, of my DNA. I come also from a family that is involved in wine because my parents, they are vine grower in Valpolicella. So I grew up in the business.
Okay. So I think that segues nicely into the next question. After all these sacrifices and all these years, all this investment in time and energy and money, do you still want to study?
Study is always part of my journey. I think that I don't feel tired about study. I feel that we have always to learn. Honestly, I think that the master of wine was a little bit too much. So I would like to do something more relaxing. I would like also to study something else about wine as I started to develop, especially in the last 3 years. In order to pass the exam, I really developed a lovely connection with a professor, Andrea Cipriani, that was my coach in order to improve my professionality, to improve my soft skills that were also fundamental to pass the exam. And with him, we are discovering new areas. We are discovering other part of what you can do during your journey. That is not just wine, that is not just wine management. And I think that is there where I want to put my energy in the future in order to improve myself.
So let's talk a little bit, just slightly. I know it's like you can't really think right now because you're so excited, but what about your future plans? What kind of MW are you, or at least you think you are, and what kind of MW do you aspire to become? Ta-da! Big question.
Big question. Yeah, it's a big question because a lot of people say a master of wine change your life. It will change your life. I think that it's the journey to become master of wine that can change your future. So I have started already to have some feeling about what you can do with the master of wine. In some way, I saw what happened to Gabriele as a master of wine. But since I'm a different master of wine, because I'm more involved in companies, in businesses, in the daily part of the job and less in the communication. My Monday morning it will be in the place where I am right now, in Angelini Wines Estates, with more passion, with more dedication, with the motivation of transfer to my team, to the young guys that we work together. We have one of the youngest wine team that you can find in Italy, with some very fabulous talent and side. And I want to transfer this emotion, this aspect that you can make something special, especially if you work together with somebody else. You can make some result that by yourself are not achievable. And for that reason, this is what I want to do, because I love the people. I love stay really in the middle of the people and seeing in the different region where we work, growing people and seeing people that they became wine people for the region where I am, point of reference. And I have another dream as a master of wine. I would like to improve more and more the fine wine project that we have in Angelini Wines Estates, because we have an opportunity, and I would really to make a change, really to reinforce the aim that we have to produce exceptional wines with a very unique stylistic identity. That is what we did in Bertani in the last 6-7 years, is what we started to do a few years ago in Montalcino. So really to develop some very distinctive projects about Angelini Wine Estates.
Yeah, well, we're very much looking forward to the new developments. I mean, I think you're underestimating the change, the transformation that can happen from becoming a master of wine. It's really awesome, and I'm so happy for you. So if we talked about the fact that the master of wine path is also a kind of a personal growth, right? You spoke about your personal coach, Cipriani, but how has it changed you exactly as a person?
I'm a creative person, and I was always looking to break the system. In the Master of Wine, you can achieve the result of Master of Wine by discipline and methodology, but you cannot achieve the exam if you are just putting your creativity. And so when I decided to put the two skills together, so try to be very well disciplined, try to adopt methodology, and in order of making this aspect even better, put the creativity on top of them. I really changed myself, and I really exercised myself a lot. I trained myself to be very flexible, to understand when I need the discipline and methodology, when I need more creativity, when I need the twist of the intuition that is part of my background. And if you're able to put all together these things and moving from one to the other of these soft skills with flexibility, really what happened during the Master of Wine. So I really hope that in the future, many managers in Italy or wine people really want to think that the Master of Wine can really change the engineer, il motore of the manager, of the wine people, in order to bring to the wine industry something new.
So last question was about the Master of Wine community, right? Because I do believe that it's a bit elitist, perhaps too much. You've said it yourself, only 2%, less than 2% perhaps, ever passed the stage 2. That is a huge, challenging criteria of exclusion. So how do you feel about the community and the kind of this cult environment at the moment?
So you're totally right. The Master of Wine community is a community with some special rules. It's an exam that is very, very difficult, but in some way is a place quite unique. It's a place where you can really improve yourself quite a lot. It's a place where I would like to say there is a sort of, it's a club based on critical friends. And when I say critical friends, what I would like to say is because all the comments are very harsh and strong. And that is the reason because sometimes a lot of people, they want to drop out, they want to stop, they want to give up with the program. But if you accept this way of thinking, that is a way of the leadership is not an authority leadership where you receive orders. You are quite free. You can do whatever you want. The only moment where you receive orders is when you do the exam and you have really to show what you studied. So for that reason, in this system, you develop a philosophy where you are feeling that everybody has the same stage, and you need to put together your effort, your skills with other guys. And what the Three Musketeers has done inside the Master of Wine is quite remarkable, because we have perfectly understood that we needed to stay together, that we needed to put our effort, our skills, our best skills together. We needed to support Gabriele, or we need to support each other in order to be just one single person, just one single team. And that is, the Master of Wine is a place where it's not a person that emerge, but it is the team, the group of people that can really emerge. And that is what are the Three Musketeers. Gabriele, Andrea, and Pietro are a team. And for that reason, the best date will be when all the three Masters of Wine, they will be there.
I cannot wait for many reasons, as you know. Listen, I think we can close up our conversation for today. I'm sure there will be so many to come. But I would be remiss if I didn't give you a small space to maybe give a shout out and give special thanks to those who have supported you along the journey. So this is your space, if you want to close with that.
First of all, I want to say thank you to you, Stevie, because...
Good answer, Andrea.
You were really important.
Hello?
No, ce la facciamo.
Impossibile. Okay. All right, we have some of the pieces, okay? Why don't you go on to your family?
First of all, I would like to say thank you to my family, Alberta and Margherita. They were convinced every day of the journey that they couldn't pass this. I couldn't pass this.
Seriously, I mean, I cannot put myself in Alberta's shoes. I would have thrown you out of the window like 10 years ago. So she must be a saint. So I think
she's the really Master of Wine.
Yes, I must agree with you on that.
Yeah, I think Gabri always says that next to a Master of Wine there is a Master Woman, Master Wife, and it is absolutely right. So also the family need to be very strong if you want to achieve this result. So first of all, thank you to the family. Thank you to Pietro and Gabriele.
Yeah, of course, sure. your partners in crime.
Partners in crime. I think that the journey with them is just starting again right now. And I'd like to say thank you to Professor Andrea Cipriani. That was a key person especially in the last 2-3 years.
He was your personal coach that you were referring to, right? Okay.
Yeah. It was a very personal and very, very strong personality. We trained really hard in order to make some changes. And today I can see the result of the changes, not only in the Master of Wine. I'd like to say also thank you to who pushed me to start the Master of Wine a few years ago, to the leadership team of the Angelini Wines Estates to let me know to take this journey and also to accept all that I brought to the Master of Wine inside the company. And also, finally, I would like also to say thank you to you, Stevie, because you made...
You've already said it 2 or 3 times, except we had bad connectivity.
Okay. So you invented the Three Musketeers. You make also fun inside this program inside our journey. So I would like really to say thank you.
Listen, I'm like a proud, den mother, I think what you guys are doing is absolutely amazing. And I love the fact that you are together as a team, which is not very special for Italians because you are very all creative and smart, but you are all individualists. And that makes my life very, very miserable. But you are, I think, an inspirational group for, I think, many of the young generation to follow. So I'm really happy to have been part in a very small way. And listen, congratulations. It's really, really awesome. And thank you for joining us today. And I'm so happy to share this news, exciting breaking news with our audience.
Sorry there was a lot of it, but it's difficult today to stay concentrated and to
I can imagine
what's going on. So
you did good. You still owe me a very big, tall glass of something, as you know. So I'm waiting for you to get back from your holidays. And that's a wrap. This is Stevie Kim wrapping up for Italian Wine Podcast, a special editions with Andrea Lonardi. Now we can call him the Master of Wine. Ciao, ragazzi.
Ciao, grazie.
Thank you for joining us on another installment of On the Road Edition, hosted by Stevie Kim. Join her again next week for more interesting content in the Italian wine scene. You can also find us at ItalianWinePodcast.com or wherever you get your pods. You can also check out our YouTube channel, Mama Jumbo Shrimp, to watch these interviews and the footage captured of each location. Chin chin!